We are now witnessing multiple corporations in the gaming industry and even in the tech space begin to panic in real time, especially right in the face of watching Nvidia, AMD, and so many other companies go around and begin to recontract their actual long-term agreements with other companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, and etc. Massive players in the actual gaming space and even in the tech space as well are literally being called DRAM beggars, as a literal technology mafia is happening right in front of our very eyes. And I think the funniest thing about all of this is watching actual people sit here and pretend like their favorite company, as if their favorite brand is not going to be impacted by these new negotiations, by these long-term agreements, or even the shortage of RAM that is happening to the entire planet exactly right now. And the first one to fall seems to be Nintendo. You see, AI has been a massive thorn in the side of many people, especially in the last couple of years, not just because of massive amounts of pollution due to the entire building of these data centers in the first place, or to the insane inability for people to even have a job anymore, because now you're sending your resumes in to be scanned by AI while using AI to fight the AI scanning your resume and then stopping you from even getting a job, or even hell, having that AI replace you as well. But I think the funniest part about all of this is how these multi-billion and trillion-dollar corporations are asking you to be nice to AI. And no, I'm not kidding, because literally Satya Nadella wanted you to stop calling AI slop, and it turns out that even Jensen himself said the exact same thing. Because according to WCCF Tech, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang says you shouldn't talk bad about AI, adding that those fueling the quote doomer narrative are deeply conflicted people. He also took a dig at Anthropic's Amadei over his stance on AI advancements. You see, watching the CEOs of companies like Microsoft and Nvidia wanting you to be nice to AI while at the same time turning around and gobbling up every single piece of DRAM available, even on the wafer size, and especially before it's even been processed, to stop other AI companies from advancing their own technology. Thanks, Sam Altman. You're a real by the way. To turn around and tell you, hey, things are getting really bad. You're gonna lose your job. You can't even drink your own water anymore. But you gotta be nice to the robot. No, we're not gonna be nice to the clanker at all, because the clanker's gonna get what the clanker deserves. And the thing is, it gets even crazier because all these issues and ramifications are now boiling right down into the one spot where people have the one place to actually enjoy themselves: into video games. Because according to PC Gamer, saying, quote, as a favor, if you buy a new one, please sell your old gaming PC to our company, says Tokyo-based computer store, as it offers pretty high prices. As spotted by Videocards.com, Akihabara-based tech shop Softmap recently took to X to share this. Gaming PC, even used ones, are really out of stock right now. What follows is a picture of just a handful of PCs sat on a few shelves. Quote, as a favor, if you buy a new one, please sell your gaming PC to our company. We buy them back at pretty high prices, whether it's a gaming desk or a laptop, or even a regular non-gaming one. We pretty much buy any PC. So we literally have stores in Japan, in Akihabara, asking people to say, hey, if you're going to buy a new PC from us, give us your old one. We'll buy it off you, I guess. They're doing some really weird GameStop trade-in thing. Well, they'll buy the PC off of you, which is your old one, which you're never going to use anymore, and they're probably going to resell it or strip it down for parts and then sell that back to other companies as well who are looking for DDR3 or even DDR4 RAM on top of that. This is where things are going to get sticky, because the actual removal of computing power is going to keep happening to you as a customer and consumer. Hell, even the company that left the actual consumer space that caused one of the bigger ripples in the entire DRAM issue, Micron, says, don't blame them. They're for the customer and consumer. According to Insider Gaming, after shutting down Crucial, Micron says it's trying to, quote, help customers. In an interview with WCCF Tech, Micron's VP of Marketing, Mobile, and Client Business Unit, Christopher Moore, was asked about the decision and the consumer backlash that followed. Christopher Moore said this, Quote, "So I would never want to tell someone what to think or that they're wrong, but our viewpoint is that we are trying to help consumers around the world," he says. "We're just doing it through different channels. We still have a very sizable business in the client and mobile markets. We are also, of course, servicing our data center customers." And what's going on right now is the TAM and data center is growing just absolutely tremendously. And we want to make sure that as a company, we help fulfill that TAM as well. You know what I love more than anything is watching VPs literally lie to your face and tell you they're doing a thing for you, even though it's making things exponentially worse for you, removing computing power, removing the ability to actually afford any electrical product, while they lined their pockets with basically silver and gold. And it all comes down to every single company pumping more money into Nvidia and even AI, and causing you to have a worse experience and even pay more for the devices that literally entertain you every single day. And it looks like you're not going to be the only one paying those high prices, because also, according to WCCF Tech, memory packaging and testing companies have now raised prices by 30%, and this is only the beginning. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching this happen in real time, as these companies are in fact increasing their prices by 30%, not just for the consumer, but also for the companies and the contracts that they've been having all this time. And just like Micron said, they have to go ahead and help this tremendous outreach of actual data centers who need all that RAM. They're going to be increasing the price not only for those data centers and those companies that use it, but also for any other contract and negotiation piece as well, which means Nvidia is literally at the top of trying to go through and run this entire mafia of RAM into the direct ground, while they simply line their pockets on a consistent basis, yet at the same time screwing you as a customer and consumer. And it looks like the first one to fall, especially with their close ties to Nvidia, seems to be Nintendo. Because according to VGC, Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa says that the company is monitoring rapidly rising RAM prices and the continued impact of US tariffs very closely. Furukawa declined to comment on future price increases, saying it was hypothetical. Oh, I'm loving this already. Hypothetical? Yeah, the only hypothetical is going to be how much more they're going to charge you for that next Switch 2. Remember, don't let Nintendo get in your feelings about things. They were the first ones to introduce variable rate pricing into the gaming industry for actual physical games. Oh, and not talk about physical games either. They also introduced game key cards, buying a piece of plastic that doesn't even have the game on the actual card itself, but hey, you're still paying the same amount of money. It's just attached to you digitally as well. But you know what? Let's not forget as well, Nintendo also introduced $80 video games. They raised the price of the first Nintendo Switch. They introduced $80 games as well. They gave you game key cards so you don't even own game physically anymore, and they're also going to manipulate you and your nostalgia with variable rate pricing, meaning that if it's a game that has a lot of hype, they're going to turn around and raise the price on that. If it doesn't have a lot of hype and nobody wants it, they'll lower the price on that to sell more copies. This company is literally going around and doing everything possible to screw you out of an actual dollar on a consistent basis. They literally have a C button that stands for credit card on their actual system, where if you press it and you're not signed into Nintendo Online, they're going to make you put your credit card number in to pay for that service as well. Literally a button that asks for money. If you're telling me that this company's not going to raise the price of the Switch 2 or their consoles or their games because of the RAM crisis, once again, baby, honey, you got a big storm coming. But there's more to the article, so let's go from there. Furukawa went on to note that the rapidly increasing cost of RAM, mainly attributed to AI data centers buying up huge quantities of it, making supply scarce, is something that could become an issue if it continues. We procure from suppliers based on our medium to long-term business plans, but the current memory market is very volatile, he explained. There is no immediate impact on earnings, but it is something we must monitor closely. When asked if it could increase its prices depending on its future procurement costs, Furukawa said that was hypothetical and he couldn't comment. Yeah, no, he's not going to comment. He's actually not going to comment on how much more it's going to cost you as a customer and consumer to, in fact, buy any new piece of hardware or even any computing power at all. Remember, again, NVIDIA is the one that literally makes the boards for the Nintendo Switch 2. They have an agreement with NVIDIA. But the thing is, even companies like Samsung and SK Hynix are going around with their own DRAM suppliers and telling them, hey, we're going to be increasing our long-term agreement prices and redoing our contracts. Again, even in South Korea, these same companies like Google, Microsoft, and etc. were called DRAM beggars. If these companies that are trillion-dollar companies are going around and having to deal with this kind of issue to get their supply taken care of, you can bet your sweet bippy it's also going to happen to Nintendo as well, and also PlayStation, and definitely going to happen to Microsoft, because if they're focusing more on Copilot and its AI and those data centers, they're going to be focusing more on that than they are about giving you an affordable console or even a handheld. And this is going to impact not just Nintendo and every other major manufacturer, but even the companies that make the own RAM are the ones increasing the prices on their own stuff. Samsung told everybody, hey, the price of our TVs and our fridges, that's going up because of RAM too. Bitch, you make the RAM! What are you talking about? Micron literally leaves the consumer market and then lies to your face telling you it's for you, the customer and consumer. We're doing our best for you guys, but we got to get paid by these suckers over here instead. It's going to be wild to see, because we're now seeing the $1,000 console or the $600 handheld become the actual floor of what consumers can actually buy or even afford in the first place. But the crazier part is people really do believe that Nintendo will do no evil and give you a cheaper product simply because they feel they want more console sales. Oh no. According to Cabby on Twitter, RAM prices will not immediately affect the Switch 2 price or Nintendo's financial performance, according to the latest Furukawa, Nintendo's president interview. Ah yes, Cabby, one of the classic Nintendo fanboys on this app, literally walking around doing everything they possibly can to cope themselves into submission. You guys, they're not going to immediately raise the price on the Nintendo Switch 2. That just tells me they're going to do it. You're literally admitting it's not going to happen now, but it is going to happen at some point. People not understanding what is happening in this space, trying to go ahead and have this entire cope session saying, but you guys, PlayStation has oodles of RAM saved up and they'll never raise the price of the PS5 and PS5 Pro, even though they already did that twice in this generation already. It's been 7 years. The price didn't go down. It went up instead. And Nintendo has been so incredibly keen on making sure that they charge you more money for everything. And the crazier part is Nintendo has already lost billions of dollars because of the RAM shortage as well. It turns out people have a very short-term memory. That's a good joke. Let me know if you caught it. Because back in December 11th, Tech Power Up said this: the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware has been hit by a 41% price jump in DRAM and NAND up 8%. Where the article said Nintendo is confronting a significant jump in memory costs that is already affecting its hardware business. This quarter, the company faces roughly a 41% increase for the 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5X modules used in the Switch 2, while 256 gigabytes of NAND flash has risen by about 8%. Those increases raise the bill of materials for every product that depends on these components and have coincided with a pullback in the company's share price to levels not seen since May. The increased spending on components comes at a time when the new Nintendo console must demonstrate its long-term commercial viability. Nintendo needs to keep investing in an ecosystem that is becoming increasingly costly to sustain. So now we're seeing direct impacts of what's been happening back in December, a little bit about a month ago, with Nintendo and their cost of what they're dealing with in terms of actual production for their Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, sure, they may be taking a hit right now of an increase of cost of 41% of the actual RAM and 8% of the actual storage, but the thing is, these costs are going to keep rising. This kind of thing is going to keep happening, and it's going to come to a breaking point between these companies, where the line crosses massive cost and profit intersect, they're going to have to make a decision. And even though it might not be immediate, it's going to happen at some point in time. I can easily see the Switch 2 hitting a $599 price markup because of this. And then Nintendo have to go through as well and raise the price of their games again, a second time. And you can clearly see this impacting everything else, because it's not only the hardware that Nintendo has been paying more for, it's also the loss of revenue that they had as well. Because according to WCCF Tech, Nintendo loses $14 billion in value as memory shortage fears continue to rise. So not only is Nintendo having to spend more money, they literally lost $14 billion with a B of value for their own company. We're not talking about them trying to save you guys from spending more money. They're not going to fall on the sword for you, and neither is any other corporation as well. Nintendo was the first one out of the gate to charge you more for everything. They were also the first one out of the gate to increase the price of their previous generation consoles to make you want to buy the new one instead. This company is not going to save you, they're not going to protect you, and they're not going to go ahead and take a fall for you simply because they want to sell more consoles. They know that if you're a Nintendo simp, you're going to buy it anyways, regardless of the price. That's why they sold Mario Kart World for $80 fucking dollars, and why they'll do it again to your face at the same time. Nintendo will in fact increase the price of their consoles, but so will Microsoft, so will PlayStation, so will every other major manufacturer. Nobody is safe from this, and trying to sit here and defend the company and corporation is not going to put you in the good graces of Jensen when he becomes half god, half clanker during this entire fiasco as well. This timeline is going to be a nightmare of epic proportions, especially with what we've been seeing right now and even are going to be seeing in the future. All of these companies are going around and competing with each other on a fake, fictitious thing where nobody really knows how much money is going to be made, but they're sure as shit happy to remove any computing power from you at all. In fact, this tweet said it best. Nintendo_Maya said this: "Oh, I get it. They're going to use the RAM shortages as the justification to push thin client computers onto consumers and make people dependent on cloud computing subscription services finally." That's right, that's exactly what they're going to be doing. And I'm going to make a prediction for a lot of people here as well. If Nintendo has to increase the cost of their Switch 2s, if Nintendo has to go around and start charging you more money for that specific hardware or for those games because of the price increases in RAM, what they're going to be doing is very simple. You're going to be seeing those sales decrease and their numbers not go where they are, and they will be putting those games onto other platforms. That's exactly what's going to be happening. Or Nintendo will make their own subscription service where it's going to be streaming to you directly from their servers. I'm guessing both will more than likely be happening as well. Not just with Xbox, not just with PlayStation, but Nintendo will join the fray too. Because the problem is, if you don't have the ability to have that in-house computing power right now in the palm of your hands because of the price increases, then they're going to have to serve it to you another way with every device you currently have as well. And we're seeing that happen with laptops shipping with 8 gigabytes of VRAM as well when they should have had 16 in the first place, with consoles increasing in price, GPUs increasing, and all these companies as well going around charging more money for consumer goods and even electronics, while VPs lie to your face about it. Get ready for another price increase on your hardware and gaming, especially for Nintendo, and even on top of that, get ready for the craziest year in video games you've probably ever seen. Because I'm telling you right now, no video game company is going to protect your wallet when it's theirs that's on the line. Now, with all that being said, I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section down below. And yes, I do in fact read your comments. In fact, here is the comment of the day from the previous video. YS1197 said, "Some people in the comments don't seem to watch the full videos before commenting anymore." YS, you are absolutely correct, my friend. You will not believe how many people see the text on the thumbnail, think the thumbnail is the title, and then leave a comment on the video, and then get upset when you challenge them when they clearly haven't watched the video at all. I guess those are just YouTube things. But if you want to see your comment in the comment of the day section, let me know in the comment section down below. It's a lot of comments in the comment section for the comment section and the comment section. Yeah, let me know what you thought about the video, and if your comment's good, I'll put you in the next one. But hey, if you want to see more of this kind of content, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, hardware reviews, and even live streams every Saturday night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 105K. I just want to say thank you guys so very much. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, if you have not subscribed, please do so to my ultra secret Oh No It's Alex gaming channel, where I'll be doing a lot of essays on video games, reacts, and even other cool stuff, and possibly some live streams Sunday nights for specific games. If you want to check that out and see more, the link to the actual channel is in the description down below. I did a video reacting to Warhammer 40K. But if that's not enough for you, we also have Discord access as well. And if you like that, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. If you don't want to spend the buck, don't sweat it. Come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on the channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted by 800 people with AITTS. Trust me, it's a hell of a show. You don't want to miss it. Saturday nights, live right here on the channel, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. With all that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!